Scene script. Have you ever wondered what you would do if your local grocery store suddenly ran out of food? This isn't a hypothetical question plucked from a dystopian novel. It's a startling reality that many people around the globe are grappling with right now. Let's talk about the current global food crisis. It's a multifaceted issue, a perfect storm of various circumstances that have collided to create a situation that's affecting everyone, and I mean everyone. Firstly, we have the rise in gas prices. This might seem disconnected from your dinner table, but it's not. The cost of fuel directly impacts the cost of food. How? Well, your food doesn't magically appear in supermarkets, it's transported there, and as gas prices rise, so does the cost of getting that food from the farm to your plate. Then we have extreme weather conditions, wildfires, heat waves, droughts, floods. All of these can devastate crops. This year alone, we've seen wildfires ravage vast expanses of farmland, heat waves wilt crops before they can be harvested, and floods wash away entire fields. The result? A significant drop in the availability of fruits, vegetables, nuts, rice, you name it. But it doesn't stop there. These weather catastrophes aren't just one-off events, they're happening more frequently and more intensely than ever before. And they're not just affecting the crops that are already in the ground, they're also making it harder to plant new ones. And then, there's the issue of shipping. As if rising gas prices weren't enough, shipping charges are also on the rise. This makes the transportation of food even more expensive, further driving up the cost of your weekly grocery bill. The question isn't if a food crisis could happen, it's when. And for many, it's already a reality. But don't despair. There are ways to navigate this crisis, to prepare for it, and to ensure that you and your family have enough to eat. Stay tuned as we delve into the world of budget prepping in the face of a food shortage. Because when it comes to feeding your family, the one thing you can't afford to be is unprepared. Imagine waking up to a world where the food on your table is no longer a guarantee. This is the challenge facing preppers today. In the realm of prepping, foresight and preparedness are the keys to survival. It's all about anticipating the worst and being ready for it. But what happens when the worst takes a form that's hard to predict or prepare for? The current food crisis, with its rising prices and dwindling supplies, has become a stark reality that's shaking the prepper community to its core. Prepping is not just about stockpiling supplies, it's about ensuring a certain level of self-sufficiency. Preppers aim to build a pantry that can sustain them through rough times, be it a natural disaster, an economic collapse, or a pandemic. But with the rise in food prices and the scarcity of items on supermarket shelves, this task is becoming increasingly difficult. You see, it's not just about the scarcity of food, it's also about the rising costs of everything related to it. From gas prices affecting food transport to weather conditions decimating crops, our food system is under strain like never before. This is not just a challenge, it's a multifaceted crisis that's testing the resilience of preppers. And it's not just fruits, nuts, and veggies that are in short supply. Staple foods like rice, which are a cornerstone of any prepper's pantry, are also becoming harder to come by. This crisis is not selective, it's sweeping across our food system, leaving no stone unturned. But in the face of these challenges, the prepper community is not backing down. Instead, they're finding innovative ways to ensure their survival. They're adapting, learning, and growing in the face of adversity. After all, isn't that what prepping is all about? In the face of adversity, preppers are finding innovative ways to ensure their survival. Faced with a crisis, how can one prepare without breaking the bank? That's the question we're tackling today as we delve into practical solutions for budget prepping, even in the face of food shortages and rising prices. Firstly, let's consider the idea of growing your own food. It may sound old-fashioned, but it's a time-tested solution that can be surprisingly cost-effective. Starting a backyard garden, or even a small indoor herb garden, can provide a steady supply of fresh produce. From tomatoes to basil, whatever can be grown in your climate and space can help supplement your food supply. Remember, every little bit counts when you're prepping on a budget. Next, we need to talk about buying in bulk. When it comes to non-perishable items like rice, beans, and canned goods, buying in large quantities can significantly cut costs in the long run. These items often have a long shelf life, so you don't have to worry about waste. Just make sure you have the storage space to accommodate them. Preserving food is another essential aspect of budget prepping. Canning, freezing, and drying foods can extend their shelf life, allowing you to take advantage of sales or seasonal produce. It may require an initial investment in equipment, but the savings over time can be substantial. Buying directly from local farmers is another excellent way to save money. Not only are you supporting your local economy, but you're also likely to find fresher, higher quality produce than what's available in most supermarkets. Plus, you can often negotiate prices, especially if you're buying in bulk. Investing in renewable resources is another strategy to consider. Solar panels, rainwater collection systems, and composting are all ways to reduce reliance on external resources. While these may require an upfront investment, they can pay off in the long run by reducing recurring costs. Now, none of these solutions will work without proper planning and organization. It's crucial to know what you have, what you need, and when you'll need it. Keep an inventory of your supplies, rotate your stock to avoid spoilage, and plan your meals around what you have on hand. This can help prevent waste and ensure that you're making the most of your resources. Remember, budget prepping isn't just about cutting costs. It's about making smart, strategic choices that ensure you can provide for yourself and your loved ones, even in a crisis. It's about being resilient, resourceful, and ready for whatever comes your way. In conclusion, budget prepping may seem daunting, especially when faced with the challenges of food shortages and rising prices. But with a little creativity and a lot of planning, it's more than possible. It's a way to take control of your food supply, your budget, and your future. With strategic planning and smart choices, budget prepping is possible even in the face of a food crisis. So, where do we go from here? As we gaze into the future, we can't predict with certainty what lies ahead. However, we can anticipate potential scenarios and prepare ourselves accordingly. The importance of continued preparedness cannot be overstated. Amidst escalating food prices, unpredictable weather patterns, and rising shipping costs, our ability to secure our food supply will be increasingly tested. The future may hold more challenges. We could see an increase in extreme weather events, resulting in more frequent crop failures. Gas prices could continue to rise, making food transportation even more expensive. And as the world's population continues to grow, the demand for food will only increase, putting further strain on our already stretched resources. But it's not all doom and gloom. There's a silver lining to this cloud. We have the power to shape our future, and that power lies in our ability to adapt and innovate. We can explore alternative farming methods like vertical farming and hydroponics that use less land and water. We can invest in renewable energy to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. We can support local farmers and eat seasonally to reduce the need for long-distance food transportation. And perhaps most importantly, we can strengthen our communities. The importance of community and collective effort in ensuring food security is paramount. When we work together, sharing resources and knowledge, we can create a robust system that is resilient in the face of crisis. We can build food banks and community gardens, set up barter systems, and teach each other essential survival skills. So as we move forward into this uncertain future, let's remember, we are not powerless. We can take action now to secure our food supply for the future. We can learn, adapt, and prepare. We can build stronger, more resilient communities. And in doing so, we can ensure that no matter what lies ahead, we won't go hungry. We may not have control over the crisis, but we do have control over how we prepare for it. To navigate through the current food crisis, we must be proactive, not reactive. As we've learned in this journey, rising food prices, empty shelves, and weather-induced crop destruction are stark realities we're facing. These challenges, fueled by factors such as increased gas prices and shipping charges, are an undeniable part of our world today. However, in the face of these hurdles, we've discussed how budget prepping can be a powerful tool. By being resourceful, planning ahead, and utilizing budget-friendly strategies, we can build a sustainable pantry that can weather any storm. And remember, this isn't just about surviving a crisis, it's about thriving in spite of it. It's essential to understand that food security isn't a one-time effort, but a constant endeavor. It's a commitment to adaptability, resilience, and foresight. So let's take these lessons to heart and strive to stay prepared, come what may. Remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The next best time is now.